चालू है।
वही करी लिंक दे दो।
लिंक पब्लिक ही है, उसमें दिखेगा।
लिंक है उनके पास?
हाँ होगा ही।
ग्रुप पे शेयर करो लिंक, ठीक है। इसका तुम के वैल्यू भाई के बहुत ज़्यादा है। बस इसको ना 4000 पे रखना, ठीक है। और आया सो कम करो ना, ज़रूरत नहीं है इतनी, इसको कम करो भाई, ठीक है।
कौन से ग्रुप में शेयर करूँ?
हाँ इसमें लाइव।
पक्का?
हाँ, तुम उसको दे दो। हाँ एक बार नहीं, किसी भी शेयर कर दो ना, वो HCI में दे दो
पक्का
ना
ना?
लाइव लिंक। हाँ
सुधांशु भाई लाइव कर दिया है,
थंबनेल से नहीं आ रहा
लाइव कर दिया है, लेकिन लाइव है तो नहीं आएगा ना।
Sigmund Pulse. Now it's called SB people. Very old company. So I'm the
इस पे लगा के
okay, we buy from fake. So they have the store.
अभी तक पब्लिक है ना, तो वो प्राइवेट है ना?
नहीं, पब्लिक कर दिया है।
पब्लिक है रखा है। कितनी देर लगते हैं पब्लिक प्राइवेट में?
2 मिनट लगते हैं।
2 मिनट या 2 सेकंड?
लगता है लेकिन हाँ, लिंक से हो जाता
कौन से कर दो, पब्लिक ही कर दो, कौन से पब्लिक ही कर दो, उसे बचा
very good. You are doing it like this. Let's come back to all the
Indian and Finnish businesses. It's a great pleasure and honor to welcome you here to Finland on I would say, a peak summertime, close to the midsummer. And also, so welcome to the House of the Estates. If you wonder where you are, this was actually before we had the parliamentary reform in 1906. This was the place where the estates, or the sort of representatives of the social class, like the clergymen and the peasantry and the merchants met. The House of Nobility is just next door, so it has a bit of history. But Minister Kojala and everyone, we are indeed very pleased to receive you here in Helsinki. I met with Pius almost two years ago, September 9th, in 2024 in Delhi, and it's very great to see you here and your delegation. And I think your visit comes at a very important and pivotal moment for India and Finland and for Europe and for the future of our economic partnership. And you are accompanied by an impressive business delegation represented by key sectors of this future growth, from advanced manufacturing to engineering and clean technologies to artificial intelligence, deep tech, health sector, financial tech, fintech, education and digital commerce. Finland and India enjoy, I would say, excellent relations. Our cooperation has become broader, more strategic and concrete. We see India as a key partner for Finland and for Europe, not only because of the size and dynamism of the Indian economy, but because of the talent, innovation capacity, entrepreneurial energy and technological ambition that India represents. We live, and we discussed this with Minister, in a time when global value chains are being reshaped, technologies are developing rapidly, even stunningly rapidly, and companies are looking for trusted partners. And in this environment, the relationship between Finland and India is more relevant than ever. The EU-India trade agenda is an important part of this wider picture. Finland strongly supports deeper trade and investment relations between India and Europe. A future free trade agreement can help open new opportunities, improve market access, support investment and create a more predictable operating environment for companies on both sides. Agreements alone do not create business. Companies do, people do, networks do. And that is why today's RoundTable and the meeting here is so valuable. It gives us an opportunity to move from political ambition to concrete business opportunities, new contacts, new projects, new investments and new partnerships. Finland's message is simple. We want to strengthen our economic partnership with India. We want more Finnish companies to work with Indian partners and more Indian companies to see Finland as a platform for tech, innovation, talent and access to Europe. We believe there is significant potential to increase trade, investment and skills-based cooperation between our countries and to work together toward the goal of at least doubling our trade by 2030 and going beyond. My own ministry, the Ministry of Economic Affairs, together with our wider administrative branch, plays an active role in advancing the rapidly growing Indo-Finnish partnership. Our cooperation is grounded in shared strengths in tech, sustainability and innovation. A concrete example is the joint pilot call that Business Finland launched together with India's Department of Science and Technology this spring, and which is currently open for applications. The call will support collaborative research and innovation in areas such as 6G, energy solutions, semiconductors and chip technologies. We hope to echo our joint aspirations to see strong interest from both sides and to foster successful new partnerships that will have global impact. As new technologies emerge, Finland is committed to supporting their peaceful, responsible and constructive use worldwide. India, as a global digital powerhouse with a young and innovative population, plays an essential role in shaping the development and governance of these technologies. We are eager to learn from India's experiences in scaling new technologies for larger populations. For a relatively small, open and highly digital economy like Finland, such insights are invaluable. At the same time, we are eager to learn your efforts in development of new tech frontiers. Artificial intelligence and industrial digitalization offer strong potential for cooperation. Finland sees AI as a driver of industrial transformation in networks, factories, energy systems, and logistics. Companies such as Nokia, Elisa, Aiven, and Relax illustrate Finland's strength in trusted networks, data platforms, and AI-enabled business solutions. India brings scale, talent, and speed. Together, we can build AI that is productive, secure, and sustainable. Connectivity is a natural anchor for our cooperation. Finland has strong expertise in 5 and 6G, with Nokia's long-standing presence in India providing a concrete foundation. Nokia's manufacturing and R&D activities in Chennai and Bengaluru show that Finnish technology cooperation in India is already about commitment, local capability, and future networks. Quantum technologies and semiconductors are areas where our strengths are highly complementary. Finland brings expertise in quantum hardware, cryogenics, photonics, wireless technologies, and advanced research infra. Companies such as IQM and Blueforce, together with the state research agency PTT, can offer capabilities that match India's ambitions in quantum chips and critical tech ecosystems. FinTech and space tech also open practical business opportunities. India has shown how digital payments and digital public infrastructure can be scaled for large populations, while Finland brings expertise in secure digital solutions, data and cybersecurity. In space, Finnish companies such as iSight, Reorbit and Kuvaspace offer capabilities in satellite data, radar imaging and resilient connectivity, with clear potential for cooperation with Indian partners. Alongside these high technologies, sustainability and green industrial growth are central for our partnership. Finland sees green transition above all as an opportunity for growth, competitiveness and industrial renewal. For us, it means clean energy, resource-efficient industry, circular economy, new investments and technologies that support both sustainability and economic performance. India's scale and growth, combined with Finland's expertise in clean tech, circular economy and sustainable industrial solutions, create a strong basis for practical cooperation. We believe that green growth should be built through business partnerships, innovation and investment. This means smart grids, energy efficiency, industrial electrification, clean energy solutions, circular use of materials, waste-to-value solutions, water technologies, and resilient value chains. Finnish companies already bring strong expertise in these areas. India's growth creates opportunities to scale solutions with real global impact. The World Circular Economy Forum in Gujarat this September will be an excellent opportunity to continue this work. The forum has its roots in Finland through Sitra's initiative, and it is highly meaningful that India will host it this year. It can become a practical platform for companies, researchers, and public actors to develop new circular economy partnerships. My hope is that today's discussion will lead to concrete follow-up, company visits, pilot projects, research and innovation partnerships, investments and new market opportunities in both directions. Finland offers world-class technology, strong research, clean energy, digital infrastructure, a skilled workforce and access to the European market. We are highly innovative, open, stable and reliable. We want to be a trusted partner for Indian companies looking forward toward Europe, and a strong partner for Indian companies seeking technology solutions and cooperation for global markets. As a Minister of Economic Affairs, I value occasions like this a lot. Opportunities to meet the Indian community, to listen to your perspectives and to celebrate the strong ties between our countries. Finland is proud of our excellent cooperation with India, broad, forward-looking and full of potential. We want to see this cooperation expand even further in research, innovation and business, both in Finland and India, and of course in fields such as tourism, which has seen a remarkable growth. So we value your presence, your experience and your interest in working with us, and I look forward to an open and practical discussion, and above all to seeing new Finnish-Indian business partnerships emerge from this visit, and of course also enjoy this remarkable season in Finland. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Minister Puisto. It is now my great pleasure to invite His Excellency, the Union Minister of Commerce and Industry of India, Shri Piyush Goyal. We are delighted to welcome you to Finland, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much, Madam. His Excellency and my colleague, Minister of Economic Affairs of Finland, Dr. Sakali Puisto, Ambassador of India to Finland, His Excellency Mr. Hemant Kothawala, the Consul General Designate to Mumbai from Finland, Ms. Petra Timan, the captains of both the Chambers of Commerce from CII and Business Finland, Mr. Seturaman, who's leading the CII team from India, Mr. Lassi Noponen, leading the Business Finland team, all the other captains of industry, distinguished leaders from the world of business, technology experts, our young startups, ladies and gentlemen, I honestly cannot believe I am in Europe in the midst of summer vacation in a room as full as this. I am indeed very, very grateful both to His Excellency the Honourable Minister, his team, businesses in Finland, and to the entire delegation that has accompanied me from India for your wonderful participation coming to this beautiful land which is called the world's happiest country. And undoubtedly, this reflects the huge potential that is sought to be unlocked when we are looking at the relations between Finland and India. I'm thrilled to be here also because the weather is good. It's summer for you, but at 21 degrees we are pretty comfortable here because Back home in India, this would probably be 34 or 35. But look at the sun here, shining bright even at 10, late into the evening. We are in the midnight summer months here. And therefore, in some sense, it makes me feel as if even the skies are reminding us that there's no time to waste. We got to work till late night, and I believe sunrise is between 4 and 5 in the morning. And that is the youthful energy that I have brought with me along with my delegation from India. That desire, that urge, that aspiration to put in the best, to work long hours, to work extensively, partner with all of you, work along with you to co-create, co-design, co-innovate, co-produce, co-manufacture, co-market, both in India, in Europe, all across the world. A sea of opportunities that we are potentially opening up as we finalized the free trade agreement between the European Union and India on 27th of January earlier this year. And post the free trade agreements with the four-nation EFTA bloc, Switzerland, Norway, Liechtenstein, and Iceland, which came into effect on 1st October last year. The UK-India free trade agreement, which came into effect only yesterday. And the 27-nation EU-India free trade agreement, which in the course of my meetings in Brussels yesterday, we have agreed to sign before the end of calendar 26, the final legal documentation, and hope to bring into effect in the first quarter of 2027, somewhere in February or March next year. Clearly opening up a plethora of opportunities between all of Europe and India. Friends, for those of you who haven't been to India, I'd like to share a small data point which will reflect the immense ties between Finland and India. These ties are not new. They are woven into the everyday memory of almost every Indian in recent times. In fact, the entire generation sitting in this room who has accompanied me from India would recognize the name Nokia, because it was the first smartphone or the first mobile phone that all of us might have used. Certainly my first 3 or 4 models of phones were Nokia. And I'd like to thank Nokia for delivering on their tagline, connecting people. And likewise, I can list out so many joint endeavors, so many companies, so many familiar names back home in India. A company like Vatsila would have been working maybe 100 years out of Pune. There are so many companies in different parts of India working on several technologies which the Honorable Minister alluded to. So many global capability centers working out of Bangalore or Delhi or Gurugram, manufacturers working out of Pune. In fact, Nokia itself has its largest international operations out of Finland, working towards developing telecom infrastructure. They must be the largest manufacturer of infrastructure in India, certainly. Telecom infrastructure. Similarly, the kind of GCCs that we see in Chennai or in Noida, different parts of India. Nokia also has that in both Chennai and Noida. They also have a 6G research lab in Bangalore. Reflecting that they found something there that offered an opportunity to achieve scale, that helped them get talent. Incidentally, India produces 1.4 million STEM graduates every year. That's about 30% of your population. That's the number of engineers and science and maths graduates coming out of college annually. And friends, Swedish technology and Indian talent together, scaling operations to leverage the huge economy of scale that you can benefit working in India. The fact that you can capture world markets when you co-produce using Indian talent at costs that are far more competitive in India, I think the sky is the limit to our potential. During the India-Finland discussions, the state visit of His Excellency the President of Finland in March earlier this year, or before that, during the Artificial Intelligence Summit in February this year, when Your Honorable Prime Minister had visited India. This partnership has seen an elevation in its ambition. The Finnish-India partnership is, I think, today entering a decisive new phase. During the President's visit, during President Stubbs' visit, our two countries elevated this relationship to a strategic partnership in digitalization and sustainability. Two very important areas where Finland has achieved very great heights and where India aspires to introduce the best of technologies and be a part of the global effort to absorb technologies, to be a player along with all of you, to mitigate the challenges of climate change. And therefore, I think the vision that has been set by our leaders can only be achieved with the collective participation of businesses from both sides. Your country is home to 25,000 Indians today, possibly also a few thousand students working in your universities or studying in your universities. These persons of Indian origin working here are contributing to your IT, your R&D, your business processes, your innovation ecosystem. The students at Finnish universities are introducing your young men and women to Indian culture. And I was sharing with the Honorable Minister that possibly education should be equally woven into our trade dialogue. Because as we Indians have benefited immensely from sending our students all over the world to study, to learn about different cultures, to learn about modern technologies, to make friends in different countries, to absorb the culture of different countries and different people. And likewise, we would like to invite Finnish students, possibly through dual degrees, possibly through programs structured between our universities and institutions of high learning, so that we can see more and more Finnish boys and girls, young men and women, experiencing here. Because the future growth of the global economy is largely going to pivot around Asia, Africa, Latin America. And I come to you during this visit with a large cross-section of industry. The delegates' profile will show you the vast span of areas of interest that we have identified between Finland and India. We believe that going forward, if we were to work together, particularly leveraging the India-EU Free Trade Agreement, leveraging the MOU on migration and mobility partnership that was signed in March earlier this year, which lays the framework for smooth, orderly, and mutually beneficial mobility of skilled workers, specialists, researchers, and students, and leverage the wonderful relations that the two governments, our leaders have, leverage the people-to-people contact, encourage businesses to have more collaborations, expand the cooperation between the two countries, work not only in areas of technology, but possibly also promoting investments, promoting trade, promoting tourism between Finland and India, creating a startup bridge to bring together the startups of our two nations. In fact, I was inspired by Slush, your very wonderful exposition of the startups working in Finland, to start a similar program in India. We call it the Startup Mahakumbh. And we have had Indians participating in Slush, just as we've had Finnish startups come and participate in the Startup Mahakumbh in New Delhi. And that's the beauty of this relationship. It's a partnership which will be a win-win for both sides. It'll help you get talent. It'll help you become more competitive. It'll help you get the economies of scale that a country of 1.4 billion young, aspirational people presents. And with the dynamism of your technology-based companies, with the way they are innovating continuously, in fact we are now probably working on 60 technologies in Finland. The more we work in partnership, the faster will be the outcomes, the bigger will be the impact, and the greater will be the shared prosperity of businesses and the people, both of Finland and India. In fact, our task is to convert the momentum that this relationship has received with the two back-to-back visits of the President and the Prime Minister of Finland to India, of the dynamism that the EU-India Free Trade Agreement presents in terms of stable and predictable policy, open trading borders, an ability to plan for the future with the comfort of knowing that there will be a very predictable regime, trading regime between the two countries. I think our shared task of all of us assembled in this room is to convert this free trade agreement, this momentum in our strategic partnership into business outcomes, encourage productive investments, both sides, engage in bringing frontier technologies to the fore, and help create resilient supply chains. And all of this will result in high quality jobs and business opportunities. Friends, a partner is only as strong as the foundation on which this relationship will be developed. And therefore, let me touch on what the India story is. We are today a $4 trillion economy. Of Of course, on a purchasing power parity basis, we are probably already at $16 trillion. Being the fastest growing large economy, the last quarter growth was 7.8%. Last year, annual growth up to March 26 was 7.7%. And this will continue. And with a minister who's a physicist, and I'm a poor little chartered accountant, you put the two together and put in a mathematical formula, and you compound this growth, you're looking at a $30 trillion economy. And I promise you, we've made the roadmap. We've prepared our business plans. We've prepared our policies in the future and aspire to be a $30 trillion economy when we celebrate 100 years of independence in 2047, what we call Viksit Bharat 2047, a developed nation by 2047, where everybody's wants are sufficiently taken care of, where the youth get high quality education, where healthcare is of modern standards, where we are a technologically enabled economy, where infrastructure is world class, and towards that end, we are working through the last decade in a very deliberate and disciplined manner to prepare the nation for this growth and for this level of ambition. Annually, we spend $130 billion as government, $130 billion only in creating infrastructure. We've doubled our port capacity in the last decade, we've doubled our number of airports, of course, substantially increased, maybe 4 or 5 times, the passenger capacity with expansion of airports, existing airports along with these new airports. We are fixing all the problems of the past, bringing in technology overlay, governance, and in every activity that is conceivably required for business to prosper, to flourish. We made sure that the basic needs of every citizen of India is taken care of through several social welfare initiatives, because just like Finland, we believe that you don't dream on an empty stomach, you don't dream with basic requirements of day-to-day life, whether it's food, clothing, shelter, healthcare, education, all the basic needs, electricity, water, digital connectivity in today's day and age, all of these have been our priority for the last decade. And that has encouraged a whole generation to dream big, to aspire for a much better quality of life for themselves, their families, their children. Of course, we are living in very turbulent times, very volatile economic situations, 2 wars, a lot of challenges before us, a lot of uncertainties ahead, very complex situation. We don't know morning and evening what is happening in certain parts of the world. But it is always these tough times which, when opportunities are presented before us, and it is those who seize the moment who prosper, who grow. And it is with this conviction that I come to you today with my colleagues from the world of business, many startups and technology companies in our delegation here, to invite you to participate in the growth story of India. We are focused on manufacturing, we are focused on technology, we are focused to be at the forefront of new age technologies like quantum computing or artificial intelligence or machine learning. We are focused on bringing the most modern infrastructure to our country. We believe in sustainability. We believe we will have to leverage technology for better governance and to meet the needs of a large population. And the structural reforms we have taken towards this end over the last decade, whether it's in terms of taxation, in terms of the economic policies, in terms of our own effort to tame inflation, build a strong macroeconomic foundation for growth into the future, whether it's digitization, whether it's reducing compliance burden, simplifying laws, simplifying processes, liberalizing foreign investments into areas like defense, space. Almost every technology sector we are allowing nearly 100% foreign investment, and you can own your technology, your company fully. India is respected as a country which does not steal anybody's technology. We respect intellectual property, we protect intellectual property, and many Finnish companies can vouch for that. And candidly, I think we've just scratched the surface of the potential Finnish-India relationship. We have miles to go, huge opportunities ahead of us, a lot of untapped potential to explore. I recognize and respect the 100-odd Finnish companies who are already working in India, contributing to the India story. But I can say with full conviction that we are still only at the starting point. We have a lot of Indian companies wanting to come to Finland, to invest in India, to invest in Finland, to contribute to your economy, to create jobs here, to learn from you, and bring some of the offerings from India for you, as we invite all of you to come to India and participate in the delta of opportunity from a $4 trillion economy to a $30 trillion economy. I think mankind hasn't seen this kind of aspiration of growth ever before. And it'll be wonderful to have this India-Finland corridor being built on the strength of our engagement today, on the strength of the businesses from both sides. I hope we can significantly scale up our partnership in infrastructure building, in advanced manufacturing, material handling, construction equipment. The sky's the limit in terms of all that we can do together in manufacturing, in infrastructure. Our leaders have also identified space technology as an area of shared interest. It's emerging from the shadows to become very important into the future. We are looking at working on Earth observation and software-defined satellites to be launched, and the ground infrastructure for that to be developed jointly. We have a space program that has opened the entire value chain to commercial partnerships in India. We also invite you in the field of clean energy, the circular economy, and biotechnologies, where we should be looking at working together. We have very high ambitions in the field of green energy, green hydrogen, renewable energy, nuclear energy, bioenergy, waste to energy, storage systems, batteries, all of that, opening up opportunities for Finland and India to cooperate. In fact, from September 15 to 18, later this year, we have a World Circular Economy Forum to be held in Gandhinagar in Gujarat, which is actually a Finnish initiative. So it's another opportunity for us to engage with each other and take forward this dialogue. I invite all of you to explore meaningful partnerships in these areas, as we should be working in digital and frontier technologies on which a joint working group is being established. Friends, only yesterday we launched our Semiconductor Mission 2. We had a first mission a few years back. Several companies have come into India as a part of our semiconductor outreach. And yesterday the Union Cabinet in India has approved phase 2 of the Semicon mission. I encourage businesses in Finland to work in India towards leveraging the Semicon mission, where we give a lot of incentives and a lot of support to businesses to scale up, to set up operations in India. Let us all work together to trade more, to invest more deeply into each other's economies. Let's look at long-term partnerships that create productive assets, that develop technologies, that build capabilities, and work to strengthen our complementary strengths for the shared prosperity of Finland and India. Once again, friends, thank you very much for this absolutely fabulous participation.
Thank you, Minister Goya. We are happy to have an extensive business delegation from India here today. Hence, next I would like to invite Mr. Narayan Sethuraman to deliver the keynote on behalf of the Indian business delegation. Please.
Shri Piyush Goyal, Honorable Minister of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Lasi Mukunan, Director General of Business Finland, Mr. Tumo Bori, Confederation of Finnish Industries, the other Excellencies, the Ambassador of India, His Excellency Newman Kotalwar, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Indian business delegation here, a very good afternoon. A lot has been said by the two honorable ministers, so I'm going to just touch upon some specifics, suggestions that we can take forward with us. But before I do that, I want to mention and express the gratitude of the Indian delegation to the Finnish businessmen who are here today, and the business and businesswomen, excuse me. Now I must say that last week when we were putting this whole visit together, the first list which came to us was from Finland. And when we saw the quality of participation which came in just 24 hours, that clearly shows the interest in and the extent of engagement that is there between India and Finland. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to highlight that the delegation from India that you see in this room represent both the leading industry bodies in India, both CII and FICCI, and which together constitute a majority of Indian industry. The second aspect which I want to highlight for the benefit of all the Finnish businessmen and businesswomen here is that what has changed about India today from a business perspective. I think the Honorable Minister Shri Goyalji spoke at length about the structural reforms that are taking place, the pace of the economic growth. But I'd like to highlight one more aspect that, as India goes about signing all these free trade agreements, his leadership is not stopping just here. He is, his favorite term, which he keeps pushing to Indian industry every day, is that make 1 + 1 equal to 11. He doesn't believe in 1 + 1 equal to 2. He's all the time telling us make 1 + 1 equal to 11. And not only that, he and the team under him are constantly engaging with Indian business on how do you implement the FTAs, what are you going to do, what are the new reforms which are coming, whether it's land banks, whether it's new industrial estates, whether it's ease of doing business. There's a lot happening here, and you have already a good platform of about 100 Finnish companies in India. but India is welcoming probably 1,000 Finnish companies to come up and set up shop, and a lot of steps are being taken on the ground to dot the I's and cross the T's to give you a welcoming and enabling business environment to make this happen. With this background, let me just highlight a few key strategic areas of cooperation between India and Finland. The Minister already alluded to some of these. The first is obviously technology and artificial intelligence, given Finland's strength. The India-Finland Joint Innovation Call 2026, which currently supports joint projects in sustainable energy, advanced digital technologies and microelectronics, in our opinion, can be expanded to include emerging technologies such as quantum technology, critical minerals, space technology and cybersecurity. Further, India and Finland collaborate in high-performance computing through the CDAC, which is the Center for Development of Advanced Computing in India, and CSC, which is the IT Center of Science Partnership. This engagement can also be strengthened through joint development of supercomputing infrastructure alongside research and exchange programs. Second, textiles and leather. Finland's leadership in biophase fibers and textile recycling, I believe, offers valuable opportunities for collaboration with India's extensive textile and leather industries. With the India-EU FTA easing tariffs across these sectors, Indian manufacturers could adopt Finnish recycling and circular design processes to produce EU-compliant sustainable goods. CII can facilitate this partnership by organizing focused business delegations, technology matchmaking platforms, and B2B engagements. Third, India and Finland can expand defense trade, particularly around India's manufactured defense equipment. Fourth, under the MOU on Migration and Mobility Partnership and the Indo-Finland Startup Corridor, Finnish edtech firms and Indian institutes can develop simulation-based vocational training for the young workforce. Complementing this is Indian IT hubs and corporate R&D divisions can sponsor dual-degree industry-linked PhD programs with Finnish universities to create a steady pipeline of specialized talent for both economies. Fifth, the potential of tourism on both sides is limitless. We will welcome Finnish tourists to India, and Indian tourists are rapidly taking interest in Finland. On a lighter note, and it's also a personal note, my son came to Finland with his cousins a few years back, and when I told him that I'm coming back to India over the weekend, instead of spending time here, he thought I had lost it. He said, "Why are you coming back so early? You should be going to Lapland, you should be spending more time in Finland, enjoying." He said, you don't know what it is, you should see it and then only come back. So I think there's a lot of opportunity for more Indian tourists coming to Finland. In conclusion, I see India and Finland moving beyond traditional trade towards co-development, co-innovation, and long-term trade and investment partnerships. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Finland might be small, but we are happy and innovative, at least according to the international rankings. The happiness factors we may debate, but I think the innovation part is built on a strong foundation of world-class education, close collaboration between academia, industry and government, and of course a culture that encourages curiosity and problem solving. This would be a perfect moment to welcome Director General of Business Finland, Mr. Lassi Noponen, to give his greetings and insights on this topic.
Your Excellency, Minister Pius, Ambassador Kotalwar, dear ladies and gentlemen. Warm welcome to Finland also for my behalf. As Kita said, I'm the Director General of Business Finland, and I actually personally have a lot of experience working in India with several companies during my career, and I'm really especially happy to be able to participate in this event. My message is simple. As both ministers have already said, the Indo-Finnish Grand Strategic Partnership is active and has huge untapped potential in business, talent, and investments. Business Finland's role is to help companies build those partnerships, invest, innovate, and grow internationally. You know the story. Finland is often introduced through happiness, but for business leaders, the real question is, what does this mean for business? In Finland, it reflects trust, stability, infrastructure, and security, among other things. It means low corruption, good public services, predictability, and quality of life. These things reduce friction, and friction in business can be expensive. Finland is a small country, 5.6 million people. But companies in Finland operate from a much larger platform, the European single market, the Euro area, and the Nordic business environment. All of these things are going through a period of renaissance due to world events. So naturally, Finland is not only the market, it is base for Europe. In Finland, happiness is not the story, it is the result. It is the result of systems that work, from education to digital infrastructure, based on preparedness and trust. For businesses, these are not soft values. They mean fewer surprises, faster execution, and lower operational risk. In a changing world, the ability to renew is critical. As captains of industry, you certainly know this. Finland has shown repeatedly. In just over a century, we moved from poor agrarian country to the high-tech Nordic economy and one of the world's most successful economies in most yardsticks. Together with India, we have had diplomatic relations since 1949. Today, our cooperation is increasingly anchored in science, technology, and innovation. As the minister said, we are partners in movement of talent and investment. As I said, during the years I worked with Indian investors here in Finland, I also invested and launched companies in India, more specifically in Chennai and Bangalore areas. And I know that together we can build capabilities that last and renew in the world that is always changing. Sustainable innovation is not built on one ranking or one success story. It's built systematically. Finland performs consistently in governance, education, digitalization, innovation, infrastructure, security, quality of life, because we have invested in these things over time. I think it's our long winters that have created a culture of preparedness and long-term thinking. For companies, this means that the operating environment is not built on luck or who you know, it's built into the system. On the map, Finland looks as it is at the edge of Europe. And after traveling, you may feel that the map is correct, but strategically, Finland is highly connected. We connect the EU single market, the Euro area, the Nordics, as well as transatlantic partnerships and access towards Asia, with no hassle logistics infrastructure. That position creates opportunities for business. Companies increasingly invest where the components of growth are in place, increasingly where they can attract and keep the right people. And talent today is globally mobile. It doesn't choose only job, people choose life for themselves and their families. Finland offers safety, schools, nature, work-life balance, gender equality, and a society that works for families. This is real advantage in the global talent competition. I also recently visited Delhi AI Summit with our Prime Minister, where we had actually the pleasure to meet Minister Kujala. And digitalization is one of the cornerstones of India-Finnish cooperation. In Finland, digitalization is not limited to the tech sector. Public services are digital. Data infrastructure is strong and everyday administration is efficient. Even if also we face the massive AI transition. For companies, this means less bureaucracy, faster processes, and more predictable operating environment. Finland actually is one of Europe's digital leaders. That makes Finland a strong place to develop, test, and scale digital solutions, from AI to data infrastructure to industrial digitalization. Where I personally actually am working with contacts that we made during our Prime Minister's visit to Delhi this February. This is an area where Finnish and Indian capabilities can complement each other very well. Please reach out to us at this Research matters, technology matters, funding matters, but impact is what we are striving for. Research alone is not enough. The goal is to turn knowledge into companies' renewal and ultimate growth. Business Finland works with ambitious companies to accelerate innovation-driven growth, and Finland's government's commitment to investing in R&D and innovation is a long-term commitment. Foreign companies are welcome to participate in our innovation system and are eligible to our significant financial support for the R&D work they do here, and many do. Our system of innovation happens where the distance from idea to partners and pilots is short. This is one of Finland's strengths. We have a compact, world-class ecosystem with high-quality technical talent. Companies, universities, research organizations, and public actors can connect quickly. That speed matters, and Indo-Finnish cooperation provides massive opportunities for scaling. And what is interesting is also the fact that I learned by an Indian minister, must be Prime Minister Modi himself, who said that what works in India often works in the whole global south. This is a really interesting opportunity for Finnish companies to first go to India and then scale to the wider global south. Finland is not the cheapest operating environment. This is not our promise. Our promise is world-class capability and at competitive total cost, with high productivity and strong employee commitment. For R&D, advanced manufacturing, and digital businesses, that combination matters more than lowest hourly cost. During my career, I have worked in many international business environments. I thought about it, and I've actually worked all continents other than the Antarctic, actually. And I have learned that predictability is a strong incentive for investment. Investors naturally look first at taxes and financial incentives. Those matter. But for long-term business, predictability and transparent regulation may matter even more. Finland offers an R&D tax incentive and a business environment where rules are clear. They are written on the lines and not between them. As I recently had to explain to an international business executive who asked me about the requirement for foreign investors that maybe are written between the lines. In Finland, the requirements are written on the lines. Our stable environment reduces risk and supports long-term decisions. Energy. Energy has increasingly become a strategic factor for business. Finland offers clean, reliable, and competitively priced energy. This is a key advantage for data centers, clean industry, advanced manufacturing, and other energy-intensive operations. Competitive energy is not only about price. It's about price, capacity, and reliability together. This is not a small detail. It is increasingly the difference between an investment that looks interesting and an investment that actually gets made. As you have seen, Finland does not only have very competitive electricity pricing, our grid is extremely reliable. The transmission reliability rate has reached a staggering figure, which you can see there, the best in the world. And having worked in India, you people know this is a relevant issue in industry. For companies, this means confidence, energy is available, reliable, and suitable for demanding operations. I started my presentation with happiness, but happiness and security are connected. Today, Finland builds advanced solutions for a less predictable world. We are a NATO member with a large reserve, a strong defense culture, and deep expertise in technologies relevant for security and resilience. As we like to say, Finland is a supplier of security in defense tech, cyber, connectivity, infrastructure, satellites, sensors, and many reliance solutions. For future-focused investment in this field, Finland is a trusted and always well-received partner. Dear colleagues and partners, when we say invest in happiness, we do not mean happiness only as an emotion. We mean happiness as evidence. Evidence of trust, capability, and systems that work. We warmly welcome you to Finland, and the sentence I will keep as the spine of my whole presentation is that Finland is not interesting because it's happy. Finland is interesting because it works, and working societies are valuable places to invest. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Novonen. One of today's highlights will be the announcement of 2 Memoranda of Understanding further strengthening the partnership between Finland and India. The first Memorandum of Understanding has been signed between Business Finland and the Confederation of Indian Industry. May I please invite Mr. Narayan Sethuraman back to the stage. Thank you very much, and congratulations to all parties involved. These signings mark a shared commitment to strengthening cooperation and creating new opportunities for businesses in both Finland and in India. We will now move on to company introductions. We have, as already mentioned, a very extensive, wonderful delegation from India, but also a fantastic group of companies and organizations from the Finnish side who will now introduce themselves. I think we have 31 companies and less than 30 minutes, so with my optimistic nature and very limited mathematical skills, it's around 25 seconds per company. I would also like to mention that you are already seated at tables with highly relevant counterparts of yours, and you will shortly have an opportunity to get to know each other better and explore potential areas for collaboration. I will go in alphabetical order and ask 3 companies at the same time to stand up, and Ms. Miriam will bring the microphone for you, and we will start from ABB Finland, AQ Biotech, and Betola.
Yes, good afternoon everybody. On my behalf as well, my name is Tatu Järvelpää. I'm representing a company called ABB here in Finland, and my responsibility is our motors and generators business globally. And happy to say that we've been in India for 75 years, and will continue to stay there for the foreseeable future. Thank you.
Your Excellencies, Namaskar. My name is Jukka Alapu from AQ Biotech, which is a diagnostics company working on early detection of different cancers, different infectious diseases, and different neurological disorders. We have one large study in Mumbai, in Nanavati Max Hospital. Happy to be here.
Hello everyone, Tuija Kalpala, representing a company called Vetor. We are a material technology company. We have solutions for turning industrial side stream into value, so green cement and similar technologies. We have subsidiary in Mumbai, and we provide slag and other low carbon materials to construction industry. Thank you.
Thank you. Then we have Business Finland, EK, meaning Confederation of Finnish Industries, and Elematic. From Business Finland, I think we have one group there, please, behind you, yes.
Mark Kyster, so Vassinovainen, or representing Business Finland, and I'm working with the investments into Finland, so opportunities to get into European markets and also into Finnish innovation ecosystems. Only welcome to Finland.
Hello, Timo Mori from Confederation of Finnish Industries, and as you see, we just make an agreement with our Indian counterparty. And of course, it's companies who do the business, but we try to help and support them, especially when the new free trade agreement come to access, so it will help us to do more trade. Thank you.
Hello, I'm representing a company called Elematic. We're on a mission to transform how buildings are built in India. We have been perfecting this technology since 1965, and we have a proven approach to cut construction time by 50%, reduce on-site labor by 65%, all done in a very sustainable, safe, and high-quality way. So I'm very much looking forward to connecting with the industry friends in order to disrupt how you build your buildings so that you can reach the ambitious targets of 2047 in India. Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you. Do we have ENSTO and Finland Chamber of Commerce and Finland India Business Association?
Hello, my name is Marjo Miettinen. I'm chairwoman for ENSTO Group, which is producing sustainable electricity distribution. And that is meaning we do overhead line accessories and underground accessories, then distribution, automation, product and components for different kinds of protection areas and substations also. And our factory is located in India near New Delhi, and that is focusing overhead line accessories. Thank you.
Really visiting India often and love the crowd, so thank you for being here.
Good afternoon. My name is Esa Kaikkonen. I'm the CEO of NetSupport. We are packaging a positive future, meaning that we are providing consumer brands and retailers